So if you are either a video editor, creative professional, or just a student trying to sneak in a gaming laptop past your parents and don't need a full-fledged gaming laptop but something like a regular office laptop with some gaming capabilities, ASUS got just a thing for you, the ASUS Gaming V16 laptop, which is now the ASUS's new entry-level gaming laptop, replacing the TUF, which is actually no longer an entry-level gaming laptop with its rising price bracket. And this laptop holds a place with the likes of Acer Aspire 7, Acer ALG, and MSI Thin. It features a new Ultra Series Intel CPU focused in providing better battery life with reducing power consumption and increasing the overall battery usage. So let's dive in deep in this laptop and find out if it's worth. It has a very plain and for my taste very bland productivity laptop look. I mean, no one will suspect that this thing sitting on a table is a gaming laptop. A simple ASUS brand on the top lid and that's about it. Even the bottom vent has just this much space, just like a regular i3 laptop with no vents on either side as well. But it does have two vents on the back side, but to me they are pretty subtle, all in all giving a completely regular laptop look. Its body is polycarbonate, giving a bit of top lid flex and keyboard flex, but nothing too dramatic. It does have a bit of screen wobble, but have overall stable hinges due to which it can easily be opened with one hand and the screen goes back to full 180 degrees for sharing. It has a smooth metal finish, which sadly is a great fingerprint magnet on the top lid and on the palm rest area both. Honestly, I got so done with cleaning it up again and again that I just gave up. So apologies for shooting this laptop with these fingerprints on. This laptop is actually quite slim and light with these dimensions and a weight of just 1.98 kgs. It is actually quite portable and easy to carry around. And this hard to miss oversized touchpad, which is so big it can be considered real estate at this point. The touchpad is very smooth to use and is fully clickable with multi-gesture support. And it has a full-size keyboard with single light blue color backlight, which although doesn't compare to the RGB but still is better than the white backlight. It also has transparent WASD and arrow keys to give some gamerly vibes. It has 3 levels of brightness which can be cycled through this shortcut key and also has a dedicated co-pilot key. It has a good keyboard giving good key travel and a smooth typing experience with a mushy click, and it also have a lot of extra functions on the function key. Talking about its screen, it has a 16-inch Full HD IPS anti-glare panel with a native resolution of 1920 by 1200p and an aspect ratio of 16 by 10, which is very rare in laptops in this segment. It has a refresh rate of 144Hz and a screen response time of 16 milliseconds. It has a color gamut of only 45% NTSC, so not so great for color accurate tasks, which is actually counterintuitive as one would think that this laptop is targeted at creative professionals who do not need that gamerly films on a laptop. Also, it has 300 nits brightness, which is just okay for a laptop to be used in well-lit rooms, but it's a bit dim to be used outside in direct sunlight. So except for the color gamut, I would say it has a pretty good screen. It has 2 USB Type-A ports and 1 USB Type-C port. On the left side, it has 1 power pin, 1 HDMI 2.1 port that gives output from DGPU, 1 USB Type-A 3.2 Gen 1 port, and 1 Type-C port that supports speedy charging up to 65 watts and display port functionality as well, giving output from the iGPU. On the right side, it has only 1 USB Type-A 3.2 Gen 1 port, so very so port selection. It comes with a mux switch, which is a welcome change but has no advanced Optimus, so you will need to restart the laptop for it to take effect. It has 2 down-firing speakers, which sounded okay to me. It has a 1080p webcam that comes with a privacy shutter equipped, and it does have Microsoft Office 2024 pre-installed. And talking about its specifications, it has Intel Ultra 5 210H CPU with 8 cores and 12 threads, of which 4 are P cores and 4 are E cores, and RTX 4050 with 6GB GDDR6 VRAM and a maximum TDP of only 65 watts, which is expected as it has a very thin form factor. And those small bottom vents make much more sense now. A 16GB DDR5 RAM clocked at 5600 MHz that comes in single channel, and don't be fooled by the sticker below the keyboard saying that it has dual memory slots. It just means that it has 2 slots, not that it comes equipped with those 2 slots filled, and a 512GB Gen 4 NVMe. And this hardware gave the following scores. Cinebench R23 gave 10910 multi-core and 1760 single-core score. Cinebench R24 gave 610 multi-core and 109 single-core and 7702 GPU score. Geekbench scored 9100 145 multi-core and 2410 single-core. PC Mark 10 scored 6810 and 3D Mark TimeSpy scored 7405 overall, 7210 CPU and 8823 GPU scores. With scores like these, this laptop can clearly handle medium-level gaming, streaming, coding, 4K level editing up to 4 to 5 layers, Photoshop and similar creative tasks, but not very suitable for architectural work, 3D modeling or machine learning work due to a relatively weak CPU and a low-powered GPU. And this laptop is a good match for students or professionals who need a clean laptop wanting to do light gaming on the side. I tested some heavy titles on this machine to check its performance. All the tests were done at 1920 by 1200 resolution, highest settings used, DLSS set to performance, frame generation turned on, ray tracing was also enabled wherever possible, no cooling pad was used, and the room temperature was at 32 degrees Celsius. And here are the results. Games like GTA 5, Valorant, CS2 gave good more than playable FPS at high settings, although games like Spider-Man Miles Morales, Forza Horizon 5 and God of War gave decent FPS. That 65W TDP GPU bottlenecked the FPS of RDR2 and Cyberpunk. The temperatures were well managed with no instance of temps crossing 90 degrees, so all in all it gave a pretty decent performance for an Ultra 5 CPU and a 65W GPU. It comes with the general My ASUS app as its performance customization software, opening which lands us on this homepage that has options like warranty status of the device, system vitals monitoring, system diagnostics and system update shortcut. Next we have the device settings, which gives a variety of options like setting battery charge percentage to improve the overall battery life, fan profiles, which basically are the performance profiles of this laptop, the mux switch. It has two types of noise cancellation, inwards and outwards. The first one is inwards noise cancellation, where the mic of the laptop reduces the noises from your environment to the listener, and the other one is the outward, where the speakers of the laptop cancels out the noises coming from the other side. It has many options like 360 noise cancellation, where the noise from all around the laptop is suppressed, directional recording mode, where the noise from the front of the laptop is suppressed, and authentic recording, which basically turns off all noise cancellations in order to record a much authentic voice, as voice cancellation does affect the quality of your own voice. Next is the single presenter mode, in which the laptop reduces the noise coming from the back of the laptop, so only the person sitting in front of the laptop is audible, which also has an extension for voice identification, where the AI engine recognizes your voice and will suppress everything else, which is a super cool feature. Too bad I couldn't test it. Next we have a multi-presenter mode, in which the AI automatically filters out the ambient noises, so only the people speaking into the mic are audible. Next we have various sound modes to adjust the equalizer of the laptop according to your needs. Next we have the display modes, where we can change the way the screen looks like, while from changing it to vivid or normal mode to manually adjusting the temperature of the screen, and also a blue light filter. It has a true to life video mode, which basically sharpens and adjusts the contrast of every frame to make it much more clearer in detail. It has an option to change the refresh mode from fixed refresh rate to your desired liking, or adaptive refresh rate, where the screen changes to the high refresh rate when it's connected to an external charger. Next, there are extensive options available for touchpad, like turning on or off the touchpad, and smart gestures, where you can use various gestures to adjust the volume, brightness, forward or rewind the video, or launch the ASUS Screen Expert, which gives a few more options to go. And we have an option to change the keyboard backlight, where we can turn it on or off, or change it according to the battery status of the laptop. Talking about its upgradeability, it offers two RAM slots of 32GB each, giving a total of 64GB DDR5 RAM at 5600 MHz, but it only has one NVMe slot, so you will have to remove the 512GB NVMe to increase storage capacity. At the time of making this video, this laptop was priced at 73,000 online, but you can get it for much less at Creative Laptops exclusive ASUS store in Ludhiana, Kocher Market area. They have pretty good deals on laptops, beating even the online channels, while giving a hands-on experience of the laptop. Do contact them before buying, contact details in the description. So this laptop is clearly a direct competitor of Acer Aspire series, and in some cases the Acer ALG, Victus and Lock. It is aimed at providing a laptop for professionals and students who need gaming capabilities on the side. It was able to play almost all games, giving a good more than playable experience. Its screen, however, is very counterintuitive, as it is being aimed at creative professionals, so it should have 100% sRGB instead of 45%. So at a price of 73,000, I find this laptop a bit hard to endorse, and there are clearly a lot of better options at better price. So probably stay away from this laptop if you can. If you liked the review, please like the video, dislike if you didn't, tell me about it in the comment section, and consider subscribing for more videos like this.